Hey all, Dr. Campbell here. I just wanted to put out a short video to kind of walk you through this pretty short summer course, Homeland Security HSEP 302, Emergency Planning and Incident Management. So I went on, sorry, I jumped back here so I could go on and download the syllabus. So this is what you will open up to the announcement, your home page, and I'm going to post this video right under here. If we are then to move to the syllabus page where I was just at, I've given you the syllabus both in the docs and PDF. And then I've also included a direct link to the FEMA exercises. You can't get to those in the PDF. I believe you might be able to get to them in the docs of the syllabus, but you can definitely get to, this is just the condensed version of the 4 FEMA exercises that you'll need. So let's go through the syllabus. I will let you read through what this course is about, what the learning objectives are, the 2 texts that you'll need, and I send out the email saying that they're at Virginia Book Company. You still have time, if you do it ASAP, to get these pretty quickly over Amazon. Virginia Book Company has pretty reasonable used book prices, and this Ripley is a non-fiction novel-ish, pretty quick read, but cheaper. Okay, so here is the course outline. I always suggest that you guys print these out just so you can have a copy of this. So being the summer semester and only having 8 weeks, and that last week is really only 3 days. So there is a lot of work due in a very short amount of time. So what are you doing this first week? You're going to review Blackboard, see where everything is. And there's a Hurricane Katrina documentary that you're going to watch, and you have an associated weekly assignment number 1. It's a Knowledge Wonder Learn chart that you're going to create, or fill in rather. And this is due Sunday. Now up here, to point out, you have assignments due Wednesdays and or Sundays of each week. And I've put it down here just for ease. Okay, so this coming up week, you only have something due Sunday. This next week, you have something due Wednesday and Sunday, and so forth and so on. So weekly assignments, you have a weekly assignment every week. And then FEMA assignments. So your first FEMA exercise, I don't know how familiar you guys are with this. I believe Professor Keck uses those if you've had those, and maybe HSEP 101. If you've had me before in HSEP 101, I certainly use these. But if something is due, so this is due Sunday, these also to say, the weekly assignments are the only things that will vary by Wednesday and Sunday. These other assignments, so down here, the reading questions and the FEMA assignments always do just on Sundays. And if you see here, and this is what I customarily do for all of my classes, whether they're in the summer or fall and winter, is kind of your biggest assignment is due week 4. And this is because I know it gets stressful at the end of the year, be it probably not so much in summer courses, but maybe. But I usually put the bigger assignments in the middle of the semester instead of the end. Yes, you have a final project due at the end here, but as far as point-wise and effort-wise, this is probably your biggest assignment. So, okay, and here are the different chapters that you should be reading that go along with the weekly assignment. I'm going to, again, just read through this, but I will say that the FEMA exercise, oh yeah, I didn't finish that point. So, FEMA exercises, your first one is due the end of week 3, but even after you take the quiz, the exam, and pass it, so there's material you have to do and take the quiz and pass it, it can still, once you even submit the quiz, it can still take up to, and this is what I use down here, 3 to 5 business days after they send you the confirmation that they've received it. So many students, I would say, get complacent. FEMA will send it back, they'll take the test, they'll send it back the next day, which customarily does happen, but it can take up to 3 to 5 days. So make sure, in short, make sure you get started on this sooner rather than later. And I would get started on these all sooner rather than later. At the latest, you should be getting started those on Monday in order to get back on Sunday. But that's at the latest, because if it can take up to 5 business days, again, that first business day of the 5 would be Monday. So that's all I have to say on that. Please read through this. I don't take or grade late work. So how is this course as far as grading? You have the weekly assignments that are all very different assignments that go along with certain things that you should know in this field, and hopefully so it doesn't get too boring. Then you have 4 sets of reading questions, 4 FEMA exercises, and then your final assignment, and I'll talk about that a bit later. Here are the instructions for the reading questions, FEMA assignments, and again, the links in the PDF, they don't work, but I believe that in the Word doc of the syllabus they will work. And then we'll talk about more about the final assignment later. So pretty straightforward. Please do read through this as well. But yeah, it's a pretty straightforward course. I've crafted this course over many semesters. Hopefully you will get something out of it and not think a single assignment is busy work. That is my goal. Also, I will say though, in general, if you are lazy or just doing things at the last minute, you will not do well in my course. And if you ever have questions, please shoot those to me sooner rather than later. And let's see here. I'm going to briefly go over, well, let's see. So we have the syllabus here, the exercise, the FEMA exercise document that I said. Let's go to the discussion board. Make sure to post your introductions. And then we have, I don't open these up 2 weeks before. So this is where you're going to post your weekly assignment 2, your weekly assignment 3, 4, and so forth and so on. But I will also say, so let's go to the course documents. This is where you have all the instructions for your weekly assignments. So you actually have access to those now. And then your reading journal instructions, which I'll send out a screencast such as this, maybe close to every week, depending on the assignment, to kind of go over what you guys turned in and then talk about the instructions for the next assignment. So very briefly, I'm going to open up your first weekly assignment and point out a couple things. Okay, so as I said before, this is going to be on Hurricane Katrina. You're going to watch a documentary on that, and I give you the link to that here. Oh, hopefully, I guess most of us have an Amazon Prime account, but you can also sign up for, I believe, a free trial on Hulu. Make sure to cancel that because I had forgotten and then I got billed. But, you know, you probably can find this somewhere free on the internet. So what are you going to do here? So basically, just at the beginning here, I'm telling you that just as 9/11 was a game changer in terms of restructuring Homeland Security, just a few years later, we had Hurricane Katrina, which then redefined emergency management practices as well. So at this point, what I want you to do is, before starting the documentary, so this is why it's important, hopefully, that you're listening and remembering what I'm about to tell you, but before even watching the documentary, I want you to write down on a piece of paper or type up what you know about Hurricane Katrina right now. So this could be what you've heard, and again, the know is what you've heard, what you've seen in the news, what you remember. And this is something that I would say that you're going to need to think about for more than like 3 minutes. Because, you know, when you ever think about anything, it takes a while to really collect your thoughts. And I don't want you to do any digging on the internet, anything like this. So this assignment won't work well if you seek out information. It's literally what you know about Hurricane Katrina. And then the second, and it's okay if it's not a ton, but just be honest. Tell me what you know and try to elaborate to the best of your ability. And then I want you to tell me what you want to know. And then, so you do 1 and 2 before you watch the documentary, and I explain this down here. And then you watch the documentary, and then you comment on what you learned from the documentary. And you can even comment on things from the know and want. Like, did it address what you wanted to know? Did it not? Was it contradictory to what you thought you knew or didn't know? And then there is a Google form that you're going to submit the assignment. So please type this up in some sort of Word document before, make sure you use spell check, etc., and then copy paste it into the Google Doc. Now, effort matters here, folks, so please do put a lot of effort into that, this assignment, and all assignments going forward. Okay, so there is the first assignment, and then the only other thing, let's look at this assignment tab. And this is where you're going to turn in the reading questions and the FEMA assignments. And then also your last 2 weekly assignments. So yeah, just toggle through these. Know where things are, get familiar, and please email me if you have any questions. Okie doke, bye-bye.